Hello, I'm Georgia, and welcome back to Tea Breaks, which is a series where we talk to our experts on the Tea at Sunrise project about their work in next generation solar and transforming energy access. So today I'm talking to Professor Emeka Oguzie, who is the Deputy Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Technology, Owerri in Nigeria. He also leads the Africa Centre of Excellence in Future Energies and Electrochemical Systems, also known as ACE Fuels. So welcome, Emeka. To start us off, could you just tell us a bit about yourself and your area of expertise?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Georgia. It's a pleasure to be on Tea Break. Yeah. So like you said, I'm a maker, but I'm a chemist by training. I'm a PhD in physical chemistry,
Mhm.
the University of Calabar, Nigeria. Did a postdoc in China at the Institute of Metal Research in Shenyang. So my research area had been in the area of materials degradation initially. Right, but now we are now looking into things on clean energy and energy materials. So the initial research interest was based on availability of resources for research. Now, but our interest in energy is based on the fact that we have created resources for that now, and we have the capacity to do good research in the field of energy and energy materials.
And so what attracted you to working in the area of energy materials and renewables?
Yeah, so for firstly, we have a pronounced energy problem in Nigeria, Africa.
Mm.
Yeah, and we had to get into that area to start to contribute to addressing those problems. That's the primary reason to start to apply our skills and expertise to solve this pressing problem that if we address it competently, it will lead to a lot of economic benefits for the
Mm.
country and for the region. So that's why we are working in this area.
The next question is about a bit more focused on tea at sunrise. So we're focusing on locally manufactured next generation solar, rather than the traditional silicon solar panels. What do you think the benefits of focusing on this type of newer technologies are? But also, are there going to be any challenges that we'll need to face?
Well, the benefits are immense, right? I always say that for us in Africa, we have an abundance of solar radiation, right? So if we're able to exploit this sufficiently, we will definitely solve Africa's energy problem, right? But
Mm.
we cannot have that sufficient exploitation if we depend on imported solar panels, right? So this next generation solar initiative is something that is very, very crucial for us because it gives us the opportunity now to start to create and to be part of the efforts to develop a solar technology that we could more easily adopt and we could also more easily develop and work on. So it's very important for us, very useful because first, the most important thing is that the next generation solar cells are not going to be as restrictive in development as the silicon-based solar cells. That's why it's very welcome development for us. Yeah.
And do you think there's going to be any challenges to using these newer technologies and trying to develop them?
There's always going to be challenges
Mm.
in developing and adopting new technologies.
Mm.
There's going to be challenges in market penetration, because
Mm.
already there's an established and well accepted alternative in the markets now. So there will be challenges in that regard. These challenges are not going to be more so much insurmountable because if we do the right kind of information dissemination, right kind of sensitization,
Mm.
our people will definitely be in a position to identify and accept these next generation solar cells as our thing,
Mm.
right? And that will be a very huge selling point for this initiative.
So, in your view, what are the sort of the main challenges facing Nigeria's transition to renewable energy?
Well, first challenge is weak, weak government policies, right?
Mhm.
Or let's say weak government interest, because the policies are there already. We have a well-defined Nigerian energy transition plan, right? But there has not been, I'm not aware, right? So if I'm not aware, I'm in the energy sector more or less. And if I'm not aware, then it means that the information is not there. There is not sufficient commitment to that yet, right? By the government, because if we have to do this right, it has to involve everybody,
Mm,
right? There has to be a lot of training. I keep emphasizing on training because we cannot depend on outside knowledge
mm,
to solve the transition or to address the transition in Africa, in Nigeria.
mhm,
We have to train our people, and some programs we've done shows a very big deficit in the awareness among the people, even in the
mm,
university system. So that is not it's not good enough. That's
mm,
one big challenge, right? Second big challenge is to develop programs, well-defined programs for this training, develop well-defined research and development and innovation systems for that. There are no targets. There are no clear defined research focus areas for the transition. So these kind of things are very essential for to have a holistic, and the all-encompassing energy transition plan. Then the
mm,
third is the funding.
mm,
There has to be, I know there's a lot of funding in that area, but we're not seeing it. So there has to be, the funding has to get down to those that are actually stakeholders in this in the energy sector, so that
mm,
everybody can start to work together, right? Right. But most of the effort is by multinational and cooperating entities. It's not a wholly indigenous effort. So we
mm.
need to develop our own effort and have our own clear direction in this regard.
Great. That leads on quite well to the next question. So, as I mentioned at the start, you're the center leader of the Africa Center of Excellence in Future Energies and Electrochemical Systems, or ACE Fuels, which was set up to fill a growing education, skills, and information gap in renewable energy in the region. What have been some of the most effective initiatives or programs through ACE Fuels to address that skills gap? And then also importantly, like how can we make sure that that's done in an equitable way?
Yeah, so what we've done, right? Firstly, at inception, we set up postgraduate level courses, new curricula in courses that will provide the baseline, the basis for these skills, uh, in addressing the skills gap. We had four programs at inception, right, with specializations in five areas. We have solar energy specialization, we have bioenergy specialization, we have geothermal energy specialization, we have hydrogen energy specialization, we have a specialization we call clean hydrocarbon specialization. We have a course, then master's and doctoral course in electrochemical technology. Then we have now a new MSc program in energy management and entrepreneurship. Right, we've done training in different countries. We have a program we call the Change for Sustainability program, which is focused on training 50,000 young people on energy transition and renewable energy technologies. In Nigeria, we have what is called the National Youth Service Corps, where every graduate is made to mandatorily spend 1 year on national service, right? So we have an arrangement to train these people in their education camps, and we've trained close to 5,000 of them over the past 3 years. So these are all initiatives to sensitize people. And what's more important for us lately with our involvement in the PEA Sunrise program and the REACH PSM program is that we are developing very advanced research facilities for next generation solar cells research, for batteries, this is very key because there's no doubt in Nigeria we have very vibrant and innovative young people, young minds, and
Mm.
they are looking for positive engagement, right? If you come to Nigeria, you talk about tech. You have a very vibrant tech ecosystem, but that tech is mostly financial technology. So if we are able to provide access to resources, to facilities for useful research and innovation in solar cells, in batteries, and we open this up to our young people, I'm very sure they will do magic with that.
Mm.
That's very key for us. So that's why we are happy with our participation in the TEA at Sunrise. It's very key. It gives us the opportunity for um, intellectual collaboration and technology transfer that we need to really. We want to commonize research and development in these areas. We want to make
Mm.
it common so that students the undergrad students will know that they have access to facilities to play with these things. And we will
Mm.
start to see innovation in a very short time.
Exciting. So what about the sort of uh equitable aspect of it? Is there anything we
Okay,
can do to make sure that
I'll tell you a story, right?
yeah,
So
okay.
in our recent student recruitment effort, right? The last cohort of students, we got just three female students. Three,
Right. Mm.
right? So when we had a meeting in management meeting in March, we took a decision to try to ramp up female participation, right? And within the last month in March, we celebrated on us in our center the International Day for Women and Girls in Science. We did a
Mm.
big show of that.
Mm-hmm.
And also the International Women's Day celebration. We did a
Mm-hmm.
big show of that too.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually had to engage women group activists,
Mm-hmm.
right? They went to the government, went to the parliament, and as we speak now, we had 63 new applications from women,
Oh,
out of
good.
which we've admitted about 35 of them, just
Yeah.
within just of 1 month, right? So
Mm.
this gives us a lot of that opened our eyes to the need again to go beyond the obvious in reaching out to these underrepresented groups because we are
Mm.
very key and very keen in female participation in what we are doing, right?
Mm.
So, it's something that we will do and we will develop even better strategies for that. And
Yeah.
I'm sure by the next recruitment, we might have more females,
Mm.
right? Yeah, because of course we give them scholarships, but even at that, it didn't seem to work in the past until we got into this engagement.
Mm. That's an interesting point, trying to reach more a different audience, really, trying to reach out to
Yeah,
different
different
groups
audience,
and
exactly.
spread the
Yeah,
word.
different audience.
Yeah.
Not not
Yeah.
not the normal recruitment drive. No?
Mm.
Went to a totally non-scientific audience.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, well, that's a really big step up, a big increase in
yeah, big
applicants
one,
then.
big
It's
one.
good. So my last question then is just what do you hope to see achieved through Tea at Sunrise?
What I hope to see with the TS on Rise is
Mm.
increasing popularization of R&D and innovation in next generation solar
Mm.
cells. We need to commonize it, make it accessible to more people, and give them and do a lot of dissemination to make it obvious that look, we have this facility available, we have resources to support. Just come and and get involved.
Mm.
Show within a short time the objectives of the PA Sunrise to have a stable, efficient next generation solar cells will achieve it. We have the innovative minds in Nigeria and Africa to push this. Once the opportunities and the
Mm.
resources and the facilities are in place.
Great. Yeah, it seems like a really exciting field to be involved with because it's all moving so quickly. And so we're hoping that you'll be able to make the first next generation solar module in Africa. Um, is that something that you are expecting is
Yeah,
going to be able to happen?
yeah. We are almost certain, right?
Yeah.
By the first quarter of the year 2026, that's first quarter of next year, we would have made our first next generation solar modules made
Mm.
in Austria. We are acquiring facilities for both for research and for scale up at the same time. Right? So we are getting the proper facilities for this kind of thing. We are getting the proper collaborations and expertise
Mhm.
available to us. So we are sure that by the next 2 3 months we'll be fully set up,
Yeah.
right? And then by first quarter of next year we'll have the first one, first
Mhm.
demonstration.
That's really exciting. That should be a good attraction to get people to want to come and work in the area as well.
Definitely, yeah. But we also believe, right? We also believe that if we're able to show that this hold it up, show that
Mm.
this model was developed and made in a center, it will be a big statement and a big boost. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Amika. Thanks very much for
Yeah.
speaking with me.
Thanks,
It
Georgia.
was really enlightening. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for the opportunity. Yeah.